seen anything like that. No good. Wide right.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go in the end zone. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh, my God. You believe in miracles? Yes.
It's the Davey Mac Sports Program, where we talk the sports and other stuff like Memorial Day. A day where we take some time out of our lives to remember the soldiers who are willing to give theirs to protect the very freedoms we enjoy. It's a way to remember those soldiers are lost but not forgotten. Forgotten like my birthday, apparently, because nobody from the show reached out to wish me a happy birthday. I'm Bobby, the Forgotten Tamburo, and here's the host, the star, the man you came to see, Eastside Dave McDonald.
Thank you so much, Robert. And yes, we sort of forgot your birthday. I'm not going to lie. Now, with me, it was an intentional forgetting. I wanted to just pretend like you never existed and that you were never involved in my life ever. You didn't give me such heart pain and heartburn, for that matter, like a spicy enchilada. That's kind of who you are, Robert.
The Taco Bell of producers.
Robert, hold on. When Davey Rant is fucking talking, when my lips are moving, yours are shut, dog. We've only been doing this for 7 goddamn fucking years. But listen, Bobby Enchilada, I ignored your birthday on purpose. Roy apparently is on drugs, Davey Mac Sports Program fans and DMSP audience, and to all the dogsies and Eastside Davidians out there, we have a little concern. We love Roy. He's the best. But we actually, wasn't it today's show? We did it today to, I thought, accommodate you and Roy, because I thought you both had things to do yesterday, Sunday. And then today, on Monday, the barbecue was today.
Yeah, that was a little weird. I mean, I personally didn't have anything going on, but it seemed like we were accommodating one individual, and then his plans changed.
This is not throwing our man under the bus. What we're saying is we completely understand, because he's pilled up, he's Percocetted up, he's Vicodined up, he's got all the medication, and there was a simple misunderstanding. I'm happy to do the show today because we got to witness Game 3 of the Knicks Pacers last night, and I'm doing a much happier show on a Memorial Day. By the way, yes, tribute to all the men and women who perished in the American wars. Absolutely. We thank them. But as we do this show, it's a much different show. I'm much happier. I'm much friendlier. And to discuss a little bit of the New York Knicks, we grabbed him out of a party, and it's like he's listening to the radio, like some sort of old school radio on the side. I'm sure that's just the sounds of the party. Ladies and gentlemen, put them together for Daniel Bobo Kurlan.
Do you realize you became a hero for that barbecue, Dave? Because you've pulled Bobo into this for at least an hour. So that's an hour less of Bobo at the barbecue.
No, Bobo said, Robert, he's getting out of here in like 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, and, that'll definitely
yes, and quite frankly, since I can hear some sort of bizarre audio in the background, like I don't know exactly. This is like one of those moments on WFAN where Mike Francesa screams, "Turn your radio off. Your radio. Turn it off." But I don't know what we're listening to, but Daniel Bobo Kurlan, now it's your time to talk.
Well, as I said, I was helping set up a barbecue in the backyard, but yeah, I am pumped from last night. I may have drank half the beer that was for that barbecue last night after Game 3 ended.
Listen to Bo. Listen to the Go New Yorks, Go New Yorks, Bo. Go New York, Bo. Bobo, you're setting up this. So the party hasn't started yet. The barbecue hasn't started yet. It's at your house?
Yeah, exactly. There's some relatives that stop by.
Is Roy harder going to the barbecue? Because all of a sudden, Roy's not doing the show because of a barbecue. Bo's throwing a barbecue. Are these two barbecues linked? Am I doing a conspiracy theory type of situation here?
No, they're not linked. It's probably a different barbecue that Roy went to.
Okay. Well, we wish Roy nothing but the best of times. And he said he'll be back June 3rd. So he will be back. Bobo, you're here to discuss the New York Knicks. They have come back. Everyone thought they're dead, down 2-0. And I got to be honest, the first two of that game one was an absolute nightmare. I could see it coming from a mile away. The Knicks defense has been so good since Mitchell Robinson has rejoined the team a few months ago in the regular season. And since he's been on the team, the defense is stellar. But by God, they reverted into the beginning of the year when they didn't have Mitchell Robinson and not one person could guard a three-point shot. Boys, when you're up 14 points with a few minutes to go, you know what you do? You overcompensate on the three ball. You play perimeter defense. You stop the threes. You trade buckets because it's not like the Knicks went cold down the stretch. They actually made a couple shots. They were just letting up three after three after three after three. This can't stand. That game one was a nightmare. But I thought, okay, that's fine. They got that out of their system. Tyrese Haliburton did the choke thing. This Tyrese Haliburton is such a dumb fucker. No, I'm sorry. He has the ugly. I don't know who has an uglier jump shot in professional basketball, Tyrese Haliburton or Angel Reese. They have two of the most throwback, ugly 1950s set shots where they shoot the ball from their waist. It's embarrassing. This guy's not nearly as good as he thinks he is. Yeah, okay, he's an above-average ball handler and passer. Fine, great. Tyrese Haliburton's no goddamn megastar. Okay? No, sorry. All right? Tyrese Haliburton is the perfect front runner. I even looked over to my son yesterday, and I go, when the Pacers were making that run in the first half, and they expanded it from a 6-point lead to a 20-point lead. Well, that's when Tyrese Haliburton will make his threes, right? Because he's a front runner, because he's a guy who likes to get ahead and play ahead. But when the Knicks started coming back, Tyrese Haliburton choked. He choked like the dog that he is. He choked like a person on a T-bone going down, no Heimlich maneuver in sight. It was a choking job. And he can pretend that didn't happen. It did. They were up 20 points on a team that they were winning 2-0. 20 points, 2-0. You must win that game 3 and go for the sweep. Now they didn't. And they didn't, Bo, because my favorite player and your favorite player scored 20 points in the fourth quarter. His name is Karl-Anthony Towns. He's one of the hardest. He's one of the strongest. He's one of the clutchest. He's one of the biggest. He's one of the baddest. He's one of the boldest. He's one of the most fearless players on the Knicks. And despite Bobby Tamburo's feeble attempts at insinuating a gayness, not that there's anything wrong with that, as they say on Seinfeld, at insinuating a fashionista, at insinuating a diva, what I've seen as a Knicks fan is a big boy who gets the boards and scores. And my man Karl-Anthony Towns got 20 points in the fourth quarter. He finished with 24 points and 15 rebounds. He was a monster. He was the reason why they won.
He was not the reason why they won alone. He was definitely half of it. And to be honest with you, Dave, you're absolutely right. He did everything this fourth quarter that I've criticized him for all playoffs. He was physical. He was aggressive. He did want the ball. He took shots so I give him all the credit.
Throughout the regular season and the postseason, I am convinced that the vast majority of people who watch basketball are Knicks ignorant. He single-handedly beat the Pistons in that one game where he scored the last 5 points, including 2 miracle jumpers, one fading to the right sideline and one 28-footer from 3. He won that game over the Pistons. He's been doing it in the regular season. He's been doing it in the postseason. Finally, people like Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal are finally waking up and being like, oh, maybe he's pretty good.
I mean, let's calm down with the Piston talk. You, me, both. We picked up Big A and Flutzy could give the Pistons a good game. It's not like they're the greatest team in the world.
Pistons gave the Knicks a harder time than the Celtics did.
I think the other person who had a huge game coming off the bench was Josh Hart. Josh Hart had so many plays that don't necessarily show up on the stat sheet.
Of course.
That turned that game around. And I think a lot of the reason why people hate Cat is he runs like there's something up his butt.
No,
at all times.
He's fucking 7'1", has been dealing with a bad knee all year, and is 285 pounds. Do people understand how massive this dude is? He has been playing with a banged up knee all year long. Hasn't taken time off. He's missed a game here, a game there. Bobo, you're on the show. You're preparing for a barbecue. What do you think was the biggest reason for the Knicks win in Game 3 last night?
I just feel like it was a lot of those defensive turnovers that the Knicks pulled off late in the fourth quarter.
Goddamn right, Bo. I'm not going to argue with that. Let's give you some stats here. Jalen Brunson, 23 points. OG Anunoby. You know how much I love OG. And while he struggled shooting in the first half, in the second half, way better. Overall, he finished with 16 points. But this is why we also love OG. 3 block shots and a steal. His defense is off the charts. Mikal Bridges, 15 points, 2 steals. Bridges, not the offensive game that we needed. He actually struggled last night. But here's the deal. His defense is fantastic. Josh Hart getting benched for the first time. And it's not a true blue benching. It was that they needed more height with Mitchell Robinson. So they got Mitchell Robinson in there in the starting 5, 2 7-footers in your starting 5. But coming off the bench, Mr. Unselfish, Josh Hart, 8 points, 10 rebounds off the bench. Mitchell Robinson, great D. Deuce McBride, 7 points in the fourth quarter. Clutch shots after clutch shots. Really, when the Knicks were down 20, Deuce was a major catalyst in that moment to bring him back. He was single-handedly keeping the Knicks just in the game. And I mean, Tom Thibodeau goes with Devin Wright and Landry Shamet for like the first. I mean, we've seen Shamet like a tiny bit. I can't recall seeing Devin Wright this whole postseason. But the point is, the Knicks came out and they showed who the chokers are. It's the Indiana Pacers. It's their whack ass fans. Oh, I'm sorry. If you live in the Midwest, but you're watching the Davey Mac Sports Program, you're cool. You got a little edge to you. You got a little hipness to you, a little cool factor. But I have to tell you, for the rest of you people in Middle America, you people are the lamest 15 years ago antiquated dorks I've ever seen. First of all, the Indiana Pacers had a radio announcer who every time he hit a 3, he would go, boom, baby. That was in the 90s. It's 2025, and they're still wearing T-shirts that said "Boom, baby" on it. What? I mean, what behind the times dorks? Secondly, they're trying to get this yesers. They're trying to be like yes. Ugh. So they're calling themselves the Indiana Yesers. Hey, you inbred, corn-eating incels. Are you aware that the popular term yes, when used in sports, is officially credited to Marv Albert going back to the late 60s as a Knicks announcer? You stupid fools. So when anyone in sports, but especially basketball, when a shot is made and someone goes, yes, hey, folks, everything comes from somewhere. There's an origin story everywhere. Marv Albert is credited with that catchphrase. Yes, in addition to coming up with for 3-point shots or just far shots, because there wasn't a 3-ball in the 60s and 70s, but certainly in the 80s, Marv was still the Knicks announcer, and he would call it from downtown. You know why? Because it's in New York City. And because he's saying that's from downtown. That's where he shot that from. Now you'll hear some guy from the inbred, cousins-related Indiana Pacers announcers say, from downtown. From downtown where? Indianapolis? I went there for the Super Bowl. Don't forget. Asbury Park, New Jersey is a larger city and cooler city than Indianapolis. Indianapolis is 3 blocks big, folks. It's fucking tiny. And your stupid little radio guy is saying yes and downtown. You're without even realizing it, copying Knicks trademarks. You're stealing Knicks signature phrases. Yes, belongs to the Knicks. So to call yourself the Indiana Pacers, just call yourself the Indiana Knicks now. And just admit that, hi, I'm from Indiana. I'm 20 years behind the times. I still have a MySpace page, and I can't wait to see Tomb Raider starring Angelina Jolie.
Them titties.
These people are so annoying with their stupid bowl haircuts. I can't believe it's 2025, and I got dumb, blonde, freckled people with stupid bowl haircuts. And then the Pacers fans all look like goddamn Cabbage Patch Kids to me. With the dumb freckles and the little smiles and the bowl haircuts. Comments, Bo.
That place is shouldn't even be big enough to be considered a city.
God damn it. Right. Bo, if you were the president, Bo, if you were the president, all right, would you drop a nuke on Indiana for just a whole annoying population of people?
Yeah, I would. And I'd be drinking expensive wine.
Holy shit. On Memorial Day, you're saying you would bomb an American state? I was joking, bro. I'm fucking kidding with you, dog. It's a fucking joke, bro. It's like you're fucking shooting a nuclear missile at Spider in Goodfellas. It's a joke. I'm kidding with you. Now I got no more lime. I'm out of lime. You got to dig the holes now.
Dave, are you sure you get it though? Because I think it's supposed to be like, yes, sir. Like you get it? Like they're saying like, yes, sir.
I hate these people. I really do. I would rather live next door to a dopey, head up his ass little Mets fan like Bobo than any goddamn hick Pacers fan. I can't even name one. Thank God I actually know one person from Indiana. He was kind of cool, actually. He worked for Sirius XM, the minister.
When you asked him to do things, would he say, yes, sirs?
Fucking assholes. I can't tell you how much I hate that fan base.
They were so arrogant, they turned Reggie Miller. Like Reggie Miller was like, I did not like how they were celebrating in the second quarter. I did not like that Haliburton did my choke sign. This is getting ridiculous.
Bobo, everyone knows the cool thing about Bo, why you've been such a wonderful guest, why you've been such a wonderful contributor to all the shows throughout the years, not just mine, but many, many shows. And it's because you are, you're just the best when it comes to not being offended by things. You have a way about you that is, I find to be admirable. I do. Because even I gotta say, even my patience runs out. Like, for instance, if we went to Indiana, okay, we started, going to Pacers fans' males, and let's just say we chopped their penises up and put them in their butts. Would you be offended by that if we did that?
No, I wouldn't be offended. I'd probably even sell the footage online.
You would tape it. You would shoot the footage. You would sell it online. That would probably have to go to the dark web, Bo. I think YouTube would kick us out pretty quickly if we were showing that. Now, Bo, why
would we document the evidence?
Hold on, Robert. Bo, what if crazy idea. We're at a barbecue. There's probably a couple of relatives there that you don't like. What if we did it to them? What if maybe the uncle that was giving you a hard time, we cut his penis off and put it in his bum? Would you be offended by that?
No, I wouldn't, and I'd sell the footage to the same website that's broadcasting Squid Games all over the world.
You would sell the footage of your uncle getting castrated and having that put in his bummy. You would sell that footage, Robert. Now you could say something.
It does kind of feel like, Bo, now at this point, not only are we committing a crime, but we're then documenting it and then putting it out there for the masses to see that we are the ones who have committed said crime. It's going to be very hard to get proven innocent.
You're going to get us pinched, Bo. You're going to get us all arrested. All right, Bo, how about this? Let's get away from that. That topic's ugly. What if I just lit you on fire as like a Memorial Day, kind of, how some people shoot off fireworks? We light you on fire. We make you stand on the middle of the table, the buffet table, and we light you on fire. And we shoot at your feet to make you do a little tap dancing too. So you're dancing and on fire. You're not going to be offended by that, right? I mean, we have to have some sort of entertainment. Would you be offended?
Nope. I wouldn't at all. And I post humanly sell the footage to family members.
Okay, first of all, the word is posthumously, and
but posthumously sell the revenue from the footage.
Okay.
Are you having financial problems? It feels like most of these want to result with you selling something to make money off.
Who isn't having financial problems? I'm with Bo on that.
No, I just think it's funny that there would actually people would be selling money to that, because I was just I just thought it was funny.
Bo,
the weird VIPs in Squid Game.
Bo, I have built a special room in your house so that when you and your mom enter it, once you close the door, the ceiling slowly comes down with spikes, sort of Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom. Would you be offended if those spikes went into your and your mother's skulls, killing you right there? Unlike Indy, where he got out with short round and Willie Scott at the last second, we're going to see the effects of the spikes ceiling on the human body. I think it's important for science to document that. So would you accept you and your mother to be crushed by a ceiling with spikes? Would you be offended if we set up this scenario for the radio show?
No, I wouldn't be offended, because the ladies do offer sympathy sex.
Okay, first of all, you're going to be dead, so that's not happening for you. Also, you volunteered your mother to have her head crushed by a ceiling that has spikes on it. That's what you did. Yeah. Cat got your tongue now, don't it? You just volunteered her for this horrible scientific experiment. Now, Bo, one last thing, because everyone knows you can't be offended.
It's not right? Short round, it's slow round.
I have not told you, but I have lined your entire house and backyard with dynamite. And once the barbecue commences, I'm going to say, everyone look up in the sky. And it's going to have an airplane that's going to have just my face, like one of those banner ads on the airplane, and it's just going to have my face, and it's going to say, "You're all dead," and then I'm going to blow up your entire block. I'm going to kill you, your family, everyone. Would you be offended if I did that, though? You wouldn't be offended, like, if I did that, right?
No, wouldn't be offended at all.
Thank you, Bo. Bobo, the man who's not offended by things. I love that. I thank you so much. That's the kind of cool Bill Hicks type of edge that you have, Bo. You just don't get offended, man.
The mayor of New York would give you the key to the city if you blew up Bobo's block.
So with to close down the Knicks, we're back in it now. Game 4 Tuesday, obviously massive. Can the Knicks win? Absolutely. And head back to Madison Square Garden for Game 5. Oh, my God. Series tied 2-2. Oh, can it happen? Damn right it can. I've been watching the Knicks religiously now my entire life, but religiously the last 4 years, especially since Brunson got on this team. And it's been the most exciting Knicks team since the 90s team. They had a little flurry when Carmelo Anthony joined the team in the 2008s, 2010s, 2010s. But it wasn't like this. At least that 90s team, you could count on them making the playoffs year in and year out. You could count on them for pretty much reaching the Eastern Conference semis, if not finals, year in and year out. And that's the situation there. I think the Knicks have a great chance to win this game. I have to believe it now. They got their revenge. And what I like about the Knicks, unlike Haliburton, they weren't doing any talking. You didn't see Jalen Brunson grabbing his throat, making choking gestures. They don't do that. They don't get too high. They don't get too low. They just stay mentally resilient. And I'm telling you, Tyrese Haliburton is going to cost this team a series. Now, let me just point out who is the sports master yet again. It's difficult being the sports master all the time because literally whatever I say on this show happens. Well, who told you? The one guy I'm probably scared the most of on Indiana was not Tyrese Haliburton, who is absolutely overrated, but it was goddamn Siakam. Pascal Siakam. All I do is see Pascal Siakam shoot and make jump shots in the playoffs. He's scary. They have to figure out a way to neutralize Siakam. But if they do, I'm starting not to be scared of anyone on their team. I'm not trying. I mean, honestly, the little, point guard who comes off the bench, McConnell, makes me more worried than Haliburton. You know why? Because McConnell can actually shoot. Haliburton literally. What the hell what the Hoosiers kind of fucking shit is this? I mean, goddamn. And I mean Hoosiers, not Indiana University, the fucking movie. Haliburton shoots the ball like it's Jimmy Chitwood. No, I take that back. Ollie. I take that back. Jimmy had a better shot.
Yeah, Ollie. He shoots like fucking Ollie.
Haliburton shoots it like one of the other stiffs, the Ray. He shoots it like Ray, who was shooting from the hip.
He's doing an underhand.
It's pathetic. This Haliburton's not a good player.
No, I don't like that he did the choke gesture, but I don't think it's fair to say Cat didn't do it. He can. He doesn't have a gag reflex anymore.
All right. That's offensive. See, Bo, I'm not like you. I can't. You know what he was insinuating right there with Karl-Anthony Towns? Bo, do you know what he was insinuating with Karl-Anthony Towns right there?
Yes, I know what he was insinuating. He was insinuating the choking.
On
a conch.
There we go.
I'm doubly offended. I'm not as strong as Bo. I was offended by the comment. I was offended by Bo's participation in the comment. I am doubly offended. Bo, you're a stronger man than me. Straight up. Now,
before you move on from last night, can we talk about the most exciting thing that happened on TNT last night?
Yeah.
Which is, of course, episode 1 of a 2-episode premiere of The New Librarians. What'd you think of that, Dave?
I didn't. What the fuck? The Librarians?
Yeah, the TV show. I thought it was cool that they brought my favorite librarian from the old show back. But I don't know if the new...
Moving on. Excuse me. I'm going to call you DB Cooper from now on because you're the world's most famous hijacker of a fucking show. All right, DB?
Is that what you call it when I smoke weed and jerk off?
Robert, let me dictate the show. Thank you. Bo, don't you hate Robert sometimes? Wouldn't you like to shoot him in the head? Would that offend you if I shot him in the head, chopped his head off, and then put 2 candles on top of it, drilled holes on the top of his head, put 2 candles there, and said, "Here, Bo, here's your birthday cake"? Would that be offensive to you?
I would not be offended by that. That'd be a highlight of what I got of things I got to see.
I wouldn't be offended either. I'd just be happy you remembered somebody's birthday.
Robert, seriously, lay out. I'm trying to fucking do a show. And Bo, I forgot what I was going to say because he's got to get these two little fucking words in. God damn him. Bo, I love you so much. You know what I like about you? You just sit there unless spoken to. Like right now, I'm speaking to you. I'm talking to you. Now you can talk. How are things?
I'm doing good right now. I'm just happy.
Okay, great. Moving on. The Western Conference Finals is going strong. Now we got Now we got 3 games in the Western Conference Finals. Everyone's been a blowout, but at least the Timberwolves blew out the Oklahoma City Thunder. So now it's not going to be a sweep. It's 2-1 Thunder. All the home teams have won in that series. Weird. Total flip-flop of the Knicks. All the road teams have won. Every game's been great in the East. In the West, every game's a blowout. Every home team's winning. I noticed something odd online, which is a Timberwolves fan getting very mad that people call them the T-Wolves. He said, you either call them the Timberwolves or the Wolves. I hate when people call them the T-Wolves. Here's what I would tell that Minnesota Timberwolves fan. No one cares about your shitty organization, even with Alex Rodriguez owning them. We're going to call the T-Wolves whatever the fuck we want. You guys have one of those brand new, you're like the Orlando Magic. You're barely a team. You're just some Fisher-Price organization that happened to join the NBA in the 90s. You have no history. You have no championships. You have no glory. You have nothing to stand on. We're going to call your team the T-Wolves because you're the assholes who decided to call yourselves the Minnesota Timberwolves. I agree. You should have called yourself the Minnesota Wolves. Timber should never have been entered into the conversation. But here, you stupid morons from Minnesota decided that. So you're not the Wolves. And I ain't saying Timber. It's too goddamn long. So guess what? Whether you like it or not, the T-Wolves are still down 2-1. But I will say this. If you look at the trade, Karl-Anthony Towns for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, everyone won. It's a win-win because Randle has played well for the T-Wolves. And DiVincenzo's finally picking up his game. And Karl-Anthony Towns is the second best player on the Knicks after Brunson. It's a win-win. Both thoughts and opinions about the T-Wolves Thunder.
I agree that trade was a win-win. I just have a feeling that series is going to go to a Game 7.
Really?
And the reason why I have a feeling it's going to go to a Game 7 because I know how these networks are. They're paying referees because they want that Game 7 money. Let
me just tell you something here. Let me just tell you something. The referees have been atrocious during this Knicks-Pacers series. And as a Knicks fan, it's felt like a lot of calls have gone against the Knicks. I'm going to tell you something. It is straight up irregular to have these superstars and megastars like Jalen Brunson have 5,000 every game. It's bizarre. You don't see NBA games where the superstar of the team is always getting 5 fouls. Someone's got to say something to these guys. The traveling call on Karl-Anthony Towns, the up and down, the replay clearly showed his left foot never left the ground. In other words, he kept his pivot foot. So, yeah, he can do this as much as he wants, and the right leg can go up in the air as much as he wants. If that left foot stays planted on the ground, which it did, there's no up and down. They're taking points away from the Knicks left and right in this series. This refereeing crew is horrible, but goddamn, the Indiana Pacers broadcasting crew. Oh, I'm sorry, the TNT team. Besides having Reggie Miller there, You had the blonde sideline reporter literally wearing a yellow jacket. I thought she was reporting for the Indiana Pacers. Yeah, Kevin Harlan, who I don't know. I like Kevin Harlan usually, but he's buying into this Indiana Pacers shit. And the same thing with Stan Van Gundy. And it's all compliments of the Pacers and almost no knowledge of what the Knicks do and who they are.
Except
what
for
bandwagon people.
Except for, ironically, Reggie Miller, who even at halftime when they said Brunson's in foul trouble, he said this team's going to be okay. Look at the rotation they've got. The one guy who should be the most pro-Pacer, anti-Knick broadcaster is the only one who's calling it for the Knicks.
I mean, that's true. But listen, they got to do a better job of that. If there's a legend for one team and it's on the finals, you either got to recuse that person from the booth or put in a Knick. Put in someone who had some sort of Knicks history. Get Stan Van Gundy out of there with all due respect. If they had Jeff Van Gundy, who coached the Knicks, you know, if it was Jeff Van Gundy, okay, now we're talking. But you can't have this entire Pacers booth. It's embarrassing. So that's your basketball. I will say this. Yes, Robert.
Just real quick, I thought you would find this funny. The Timberwolves story. When I was in 7th grade, the Catholic high school or middle school and high school I went to decided to get a new mascot, and they put it up to a school-wide vote, and we became the St. Francis Timberwolves because Kevin Garnett was having a good season that year, and everybody thought that would make us good at basketball. And there are no Timberwolves in Memphis, Tennessee, Dave. There aren't even any wolves, let alone Timberwolves.
First of all, Timberwolf doesn't even, it sounds like a wolf that can only hunt trees, which to me would be a shitty wolf. Like I want a wolf that hunts a goddamn either other wolves or a antelope or a horse or a bear. I want a wolf that's going to hunt things, not a wolf that hunts timber. I mean, a wolf that's hunting wood, a wolf that's a tree wolf. The hell kind of Hobbit, Lord of the Rings wolves are these?
And in today's day and age, being called the T-Wolves, a bunch of people just think you have men who think they're women on your team.
Now, here's the last segment about basketball, Bo. And I want to thank you for joining us. I know we said just 5 minutes, but apparently we're just going to keep you here like a hostage, and you are not allowed to leave. Take off your glasses, though, and put them back on if you're okay. Okay. I think he's okay, Robert. He did take off the glasses and put him back on. Okay. Very good. Take off your Mets hat and go, woo-wee, woo-wee, if you're all right. Because Robert and I have concerns that you're not, you look like a hostage. Go ahead. Woo-wee. Take the hands right here, a little, right this type of area. Make sure you're on camera and go, ooh. That's nice and hot, Daddy. That's a nice, sexy move, Daddy. Go ahead, please, just to make sure you're okay. I got to make sure you're okay. You're not being held hostage.
That's a sexy move, Daddy.
No. With the hands, make sure the hands are in the spot that I told you, like this. Follow me. That's your eyeball, dude. The hands are supposed to be on your chest. You're touching your eyes again. There you go.
That's a sexy move, Daddy.
This is disgusting, bro. All right. Hold on, Bo. A little guy wants to say hi to you. By the way.
Who is
Robert,
that?
stretch. Robert and Bo, stretch.
Stretch, Bo.
Stretch. Make sure you get the back. It's really important when you're stretching. There you go. Stretch. Okay. I'm back. Stop stretching. Oh.
You need to be talking into the mic.
I am. Hi, Bo.
Hello, little Davey.
It's been a long time since we saw each other, buddy. I love you so much.
Yeah, it has been. How come these checks have been constantly bouncing that you've sent?
We all have financial problems, Bo. It's been a very difficult 18 months or so. But let's not worry about the bounce checks, Bo. Let's worry about you. How are things? Are you dating a girlfriend yet?
With the right hand.
Oh my, with the right hand, Bobo? Now,
Yeah.
without getting too
The right hand.
graphic,
Sometimes I cheat on the right hand with the left hand.
no, Bo, without being too graphic and getting us kicked off of YouTube, could you simulate what that would look like? You know, you pleasuring one of yourself. Go ahead, please. And please, the noises that you make, try to simulate those too. No, I said without showing. Robert, get the camera off him. I think he's gonna. Okay.
All right.
Never mind, Bo.
Right, left.
Bo!
Right, left hand. That right hand's got nothing on you.
Bo, can I sing you a song, please? Can I sing you a song? Best friends.
Yes,
like Bobo and Davey, like best friends. Mashed potatoes and gravy, best friends. Like a beautiful stained glass, best friends. I'm gonna fuck you in the ass. Best friends. You're my best friend, Bo. And I love you always. Bye, Bo. Bye.
Hi, little Davey.
Goodbye, Bo.
Bye, little Davey.
Oh, Bo, I know you love basketball. We got to do one quick topic. Robert,
David?
you have the video?
Yeah.
This is a video of the WNBA's Angel Reese of the Chicago Sky, famous basketball player, one of the faces of the league. Let's watch. This is Angel Reese trying to just make a basket here. Go ahead.
Would you like audio or no audio, Dave?
No audio's fine. And there's Angel Reese going up. Okay, there's what I'm not sure what that was, but she gets it. No one else wants to rebound. I don't know what that is. Some sort of awful scoop shot with the right hand. Then another scoop shot or right hand that she got blocked. Another shot she gets blocked. I believe the tally was what she missed 3 layups and got 2 shots blocked. That's 2 miss. Yeah, that's the 3rd miss. There's a block.
2 blocks.
There's a
3 blocks.
Yeah. 3 missed shots and 2 blocks. All right, look.
Whoa. Before we criticize her, Dave, they did say one of the best things about Jordan was he made everybody around him a better player. And she did give a lot of stats out there to anybody who needed them.
Yeah, she makes everyone on the opposition a better player. Look, the Angel Reese, the Caitlin Clark, the WNBA, it's almost boring to me. Everything that I said last year, I double down, triple down, quadruple down. The league's embarrassing. The league learned nothing. The WNBA learned not one thing from the PR disaster, which was last season. The public relations nightmare, which was the WNBA in what normally would have been in any other sports league, a coming out party, a year where you go, oh, okay, boom. This is the year where people get interested and it's go time from here. It's gold. It's box office. It's numbers. It's money. They can't understand how to stop shooting themselves in the foot. Angel Reese was also involved in a thing with Caitlin Clark where Caitlin Clark fouled her and Angel Reese got mad. The point is, after that was done, they had the based on absolutely nothing. they had to say, well, the WNBA is investigating racist or comments about Indiana, what's a Fever fans, chanting at Angel Reese. Well, there's cameras everywhere. There's microphones everywhere. Everyone's got a cell phone. Not one example of anyone saying something over the line. They booed her, and that's their right. Here's the bottom line. Stupid moron Angel Reese can't understand. And she keeps doing it to herself. I'm going to try to explain it one last time. If you, Angel Reese, intentionally bring all this, bring the spotlight, and you make yourself the heel, and you are, she's at least making herself a lightning rod. It's at least a, hey, you're either going to love me or you're going to hate me scenario. Okay, fine. This is the point, Angel. When you've set yourself up as the controversial, no one who would call themselves the basketball Barbie would be so stupidly unaware that that's going to bring him heat. But that's fine. That's fine. You want to be the Dennis Rodman, right? That's what you want. She wore a Dennis Rodman jersey to the arena last year. She wants to be Rodman, then take the heat. Every time, every single time, there is heat on Angel Reese, and people just give her what you're supposed to be giving the villain. You think Haliburton doesn't get booed? You think Trae Young doesn't get booed in Madison Square Garden? You think the players who want to go for the edgy, I'm the good guy or I'm the bad guy, I don't care. Love me or hate me, man. Well, okay, when you act like that and you get the heat, you then can't cry about it. You can't bitch and cry about it like a coward. And if you're the WNBA, for once, consider not running with one of these storylines that does nothing but hurt your league, not help it. If there was an investigation that needed to be done, talk to the Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever personally, privately. Send memos to the Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever. We're investigating allegations of fan abuse. Doesn't need to be said out loud to everyone. And then all of a sudden, everyone thinks, oh, all this shit happened. And again, no proof. That happened a week ago. Have we heard one follow-up? No. And are we going to hear a follow-up? No. And the reason why is because they found nothing. Dick. Zero. Bullshit. So, instead of having a celebratory, glorious kickoff to WNBA, where you have the two biggest stars, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, now for the last week, they're back to the off-the-court bullshit. You are the stupidest, worst league in the history of sports, and Angel Reese is the worst basketball player of all time. And right now, for the second year in a row, I challenge Angel Reese to a game of one-on-one. No bullshit. Anywhere in the country. She wants me to go to Indiana or Chicago. I will drive there right now. I challenge Angel Reese to a game of one-on-one where I not only will defeat her, I will crush her. First of all, we're both southpaws. I see every goddamn flaw in her game. It's disgusting that no one can teach this moron how to shoot. If you're a left, I've told you how to shoot before. You don't shoot like Tyrese Haliburton shooting the basketball down from here. Angel Reese does it every time. You make an L, folks. You make an L. It's an L. And you go straight up. And when you go, after you go straight up, your hand says goodbye to the ball. That's it. It's that simple. You catch it, the ball's up here. You never bring the ball down. You never bring the ball down when you're a big person. She's a big. You don't bring the ball down, dummy. You use your height. Keep that ball over your shoulders at all times. On top of that, she steps into the shot with her right foot. So she's crisscrossed When you're a lefty, you step into your jump shot with your left foot. When you're a righty, you step into the jump shot with your right foot. Unless certain scenarios coming off a screen, different angles, so on and so forth. Fine. But when you're open and when it's up to you, you step into the shot, same foot as your shooting hand. Very simple because it keeps you balanced and you get more up. You get higher up on the jump shot. Every time she's open, she steps with her right foot, even though she's a southpaw. So what's happening is she's got no lift because her body is crisscrossed. These are fundamentals that no one in this horrible league is apparently teaching this girl. And I'm going to call her a girl and not a woman because that's what she acts like, a spoiled little brat. Jesus Christ, she is the worst shooter I've ever seen in my life. Again, I challenge Angel Reese to a game on one-on-one, and I will mop the floor with her. And until she plays me, I'm taking no play as a forfeit. I did this challenge last year. She never played me. So I'm 1-0, and she's 0-1 because she forfeited that game. I'm challenging her every season that goes by in the WNBA. I will officially challenge Angel Reese, and I guarantee you I beat her.
I think you would too. It's funny, the WNBA and particularly Angel Reese has been inspiring a lot of gambling trends. For a while, it was guys would look at it and see when girls were on their periods and bet against that team. But now the ongoing bet is Angel Reese to miss her first shot. And these guys just double it every game and so far have made bazooka dollars because she has been 5 for 5 in missing her first shot. So 0 for 5. Also, the whole investigation, it started with her saying they were playing things over the speakers. Like that the actual PA system, which right away they went, no, it's just a laughter track. And they shut it down. And she was like, oh, well, maybe it was the fans. It's like it's a slippery slope. Just go, oh, I got it wrong. You know what I mean? If she had said that, everybody would have had her side.
Here's my issue with the WNBA. They never, ever, 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 ever say, we were wrong. They double down, triple down, quadruple down, and quintuple down. Well, guess what, WNBA? You know what? I never put myself in a box where I say I'll never comment about the WNBA again, but I got to tell you, your league is horrendous. You have horrendous people running the league. You have horrendous players. You have no PR savvy whatsoever. You have turned off so many people. It's insane. I'm just telling you, I see your league for what it is. The shittiest basketball on the planet. If you came down here to the Jersey Shore, where I played a little high school basketball at the Jersey Shore is 5 times the level that the WNBA is. Trust me. You get CBA versus Lakewood, you're going to be seeing fucking alley-oops, 25-foot, step back threes. You're going to be seeing basketball. Not whatever the shit this is. And you know what? Whoever said it was right. Shaquille O'Neal or Charles Barkley, I forget. Lower the rims. Lower the rims. Make them play on 8-foot rims, and then we can talk about women's basketball. If they're playing on 10-foot rims, it looks, quite frankly, stupid. I've seen Bobo have better mechanics on a basketball court than most of these WNBA players. Bobo, your opinion, please. Bo?
Yeah, I agree. I can handle better than those people. The WNBA.
Do you watch?
They keep shooting them a foot. Don't really watch much WNBA, but I do know is that they're shooting themselves on the foot. They don't understand what's making themselves a shit ton of money.
It's just every time they can, they lash out at the fans or the public or the people supporting them. Every time. And they do so for bullshit. And they make everyone go, oh, this is not a real league. This is people in their emotions who are going to determine what I'm sick of in the 21st century is that everyone invents their own reality. So for the Angel Reese, people, it's, well, the reality is she has to deal with nothing. Nothing. She has to deal with the heat that she creates and craves. She wants the attention. She wants to be the bad guy. So live with it when people get on your case. Don't cry and don't do the bullshit of there was harassment. No, there wasn't. You're a liar. You're a liar. And ESPN, maybe once in your life, don't run with it so quickly. I got Molly Karam and the rest of those first take nitwits. ESPN and WNBA, they can't, and it's the same thing with the NBA. They can't understand this. For the last time, with Star Wars, with Marvel, with sports, people want that shit as an escape from modern day issues. They don't want modern day issues reinforced on the places where they're supposed to be escaping. And that's sports, and that's movies like Star Wars and Marvel, and that's all the shit. We want to go to those places to escape contemporary culture because it's such a drag. We want to go to those places to get away from all this bullshit. The politics and this and that and the social shit. We need an outlet, an escape from the stuff. Otherwise, we're all going to suffocate. So we go to sports, and then we turn on ESPN, and it's put right back in our faces. And we go, is there anywhere we can go?
Yeah, especially with the WNBA, where this week the reigning champs, Liberty, came back from down 20 points to beat Caitlin Clark's Fever. Like, it was a team effort by their 3 stars, Sabrina and the 2, minor stars around her. They're not talking about that. They're not talking about, oh, look, it's like the old guard says to the new guard, there's still time like they would in the NBA. We're talking about, did Caitlin Clark foul Angel Reese too hard on a foul that anybody who's ever played basketball has made 1,000 times? And we're talking about, were there racist comments at the game? Because God forbid we talk about basketball.
Caitlin Clark wrapped up Angel Reese to prevent an easy layup, and Angel Reese, quite frankly, spazzed out like she was in the goddamn Kennedy car in 1963 in Dallas. I don't know why. Caitlin Clark was wrapping her around her waist, and Angel Reese is flopping around with the right arms and the arms going up, and you're like, she's not even close to your head, bro. She's not even close to your head. What is all this flopping around with the head and the arm? As if Lee Harvey Oswald just shot you from the 6th floor of the book depository. Stop it. She's annoying. The WNBA is annoying. I'm done. I'm done with it.
The Fever should get an Australian rugby player on their team so she could go, that's not a foul. This is a foul. And then just take her head off.
Bo, your boy Juan Soto hates your team. He misses my team, the New York Yankees. Don't take my word for it. John Heyman, a very reputable baseball reporter in New York, got to Scott Boras, and that is obviously Soto's agent. Says, do you think Soto has any regrets? Scott Boras goes, yeah, I think he does have some regrets of leaving the Yankees. I think he has some regrets. We heard reports, Bo, that in the Subway Series, the Mets themselves were distressed that the only time Juan Soto has seemed happy this year was during the Subway Series before the game. He was hanging out and laughing with Aaron Judge, Aaron Boone, Yankee manager, and Jazz Chisholm. And now we get these comments from John Heyman and with regards to Soto, where Scott Boras is basically saying, yeah, he is sad. He's upset that he you know what? Yeah, maybe he shouldn't have left the Yankees. No shit. You know what I think, Bo, happened? Besides the fact that he hit in front of Aaron Judge, not behind. A lot of people in the media are like we're saying, well, Aaron Judge might struggle this year without Soto behind him. Okay, tell me that you never watched Yankee baseball, asshole. Soto hit in front of Judge all season long. It was Soto hitting second, Judge hitting third. Anyway, so it wasn't Soto getting Judge's. I mean, it was Soto getting Judge's protection, not the other way around. But besides that, Bo, they showed Francisco Lindor, for instance. He gets a home run. Soto, anytime anyone got a home run, anyone. Anthony Volpe. Soto's, doing some hands. He's basically doing a little Macarena last year with the Yankees. He's doing a dance. This year, Francisco Lindor hits a home run. He walks to Soto. Soto, like with his head down, just gives him a knucks, and that's it. No smile, no joy. There's no Soto slide. What happened to the Soto slide where he takes a pitch and he slides up towards the pitcher? He hasn't been doing that. So again, athletes, you make your bed, you got to fucking lie in it. Angel Reese, you decided to become the bad guy of the WNBA. Now take the heat. Juan Soto, you decided to turn on the Yankees. Now take the heat. So during that Subway Series, they asked Soto, on Sunday, they said, how do you think it's going? He said, well, I was surprised. I knew I was going to get booed on Friday at Yankee Stadium during the Subway Series. I wasn't expecting to be booed on Saturday and Sunday. It's different people in the building, stupid. It's not the same 48,000 people on Friday who go to the game on Saturday. So, now, having said that, my question is to you, Daniel. Bo, what is going on with Juan Soto? Have you made a bad decision? Is your team falling off? The last time I checked, the Phillies overtook you in terms of first place in the NL East. Comments, thoughts about Juan Soto and the New York Mets, Bo?
I feel like Soto's going to have a big moment sometime in the next couple of weeks. And plus, I don't get why he's complaining. You just signed a big contract with a shit ton of money. What's the other reason to complain?
He's lost his as Shawn Michaels said in the WWE in 1997, he's lost his smile. That's happening with Soto right now. He seems very unhappy. Maybe the reason is because here's one thing, Bo. Citi Field, right field's like 370 feet, and at Yankee Stadium in the same spot, it's like 320. So now all of a sudden he goes, I put up my best numbers last year as a Yankee. While I've hit over 30 home runs before, Soto had never hit 40 home runs until last season. He's a left-handed hitter, line drive hitter. We know how well that works in Yankee Stadium. You can put up numbers for till the end of time. He could hit 40 home runs a season in his sleep. In a good year, he'll hit you 50 or 55 homers. And I think there's a part of Soto that said, why did I go to this ballpark? And they've got people like Grimace, and there's a giant-headed couple, Mr. and Mrs. Met. And then there's some fucking bifocal weirdo who reminds me of the son of Sam named Bobo, who was caught on camera. Bo, are you aware? And we're showing the picture right now on YouTube. Are you aware that you were captured on video, considered to be maybe the number one Mets fan of all time?
Yes, I was aware that I was captured on video at this game. Twice.
And you're holding up a little twice, and you're holding up a little Grimace doll?
Yep, exactly. That is the living room Grimace.
Wait, hold on, Robert. Just the one thing I want to say to you and every Mets fan is the way you people turned your back on Mr. Met after 60 damn years of loyal work and mascotting, and you people turned him for a fucking fast food character. You turned on one of the top, I would say, top three mascots in baseball: San Diego Chicken, Philly Fanatic, and Mr. Met. And you turn on a top threer for a fucking Grimace? He's not even in the commercials anymore. It's not like it's Ronald McDonald. Shit, I see more Hamburglar than Grimace. Robert?
Why is there a hole in the bottom of the living room Grimace like you've been fucking it?
Jesus Christ, Bo.
No, that isn't. That's the tag.
No.
So there's a big black hole.
There's a hole
penis-sized
in the middle of it, at the bottom of Grimace that is clearly visible. It's like a dark triangle right above the tag.
No,
That's a
it's
hole.
It's just, I don't
The
know.
question that I will ask, I'll help both of you out. Is that a proper puppet, or did you flashlight that thing? Flashlight it.
No, it was just a thing. Must have been from moving from the living room to a bag it's carried in.
Hold on. So that's not a puppet. That's not a proper puppet.
No.
No. Okay, so Robert, you're right. He cut the hole and is having sex now with his own little doll.
I didn't do it. I didn't do that. Right. This is just a cheap thing I bought on Amazon.
Well, show the bottom. Show the bottom. I didn't know he was there. We don't have to have such a mystery if he's there. Show the bottom of him.
He got a new one.
You got a new one, or you patched it up,
No,
you little liar.
No, that's the
Do
same.
you have one in your bedroom and then one that you bring to the games, and it's possible that you mixed them up?
No, that's the same one that sits in the living.
It brings me good luck when I fuck it, Dave.
All right. Real quick. Jim Irsay died. The reason why he's the Indianapolis Colts owner. Bit of an oddball, had a great rock and roll collection of like vintage, like Elvis, Rolling Stones, Beatles type stuff. Seemed like a cool guy. I only bring this up because one of the all-time greatest, in my opinion, 30 for 30s is season 1. It's called The Band That Wouldn't Die. It's about the Baltimore Colts marching band that refused to stop performing, going in parades, despite losing the Colts to the city of Indianapolis in the early 80s. And it's the predominant character is Robert Irsay. That's Jim Irsay's father. And oh my God, the footage of this guy, there's one point where he does this impromptu press conference at an airport where they said he's completely liquored up. And he starts attacking the media. And he starts going like, why do you guys hang me? I guess like that was a phrase back there. He's like, what do you hang me for? Why do you hang me? I can't do anything. Anyway, they're like, okay, we're here because there's rumors that you're going to move the Baltimore Colts. He's like, well, that's total bullshit. And all you guys do is you say BS and you hang me. You print lies. Why do you hang me? Anyway, 48 hours later, bam, they were in the middle of the night. They leave Baltimore for Indianapolis in the middle of the night. It's a phenomenal. And then the marching band says, well, we need a football team. We're not going to stop performing every parade, everything until they actually got. And they said the reason why the Baltimore Ravens have a team is because of the Colts marching band that refused to let people forget about football in Baltimore. It's a sensational 30 for 30. Jim Irsay's a part of it because he talks about Robert Irsay because his dad's dead. It's really good, okay?
They had a similar thing in Cleveland when the Browns left to become the Ravens, which is everybody in the city was so depressed. They were like, we need a place to put this depression, someone we can all blame this on. And that's why they brought the Browns back.
Real quick, Bo, they're trying to, they are the owners, except for the Eagles, of course, are trying to outlaw the tush push. Thoughts and opinions as a fellow Giants fan like me.
As much as I can't fucking stand the Eagles, a freaking play's been around in football for ages. What's a big deal?
It's not true. That's not true. It used to be in the pros and the college illegal for an offensive player to push the ball carrier in the back. That was an official rule for years and years and years. You can't push the offensive player who has the ball. If you're a teammate of his on the offense, you can't push him in the back. They took it away because, again, they're always looking for more points, more offense. But that used to be illegal for years and years. Robert?
So when this new rule came about, there was a coach, I believe he was in Alabama, not for Alabama, but his solution to try to get this play eradicated, and this is 100% true. This isn't Robert making up a conspiracy. The coach wanted to have a little person on the team so that on 4th and short, they could pick him up and propel him, throw him, catapult the young man over the line because now that it's legal. And I think that would be the greatest solution to ending this play if every NFL team just had a fucking little person.
Be done. That should absolutely be done. 100%.
You just get a big tight end to hold him by his hands and spin him around a couple of times like it's a fucking.
I'm all for it. I've said this. Did you guys hear that they are actually making flag football an Olympic sport and they're going to allow the NFL guys to participate? Wait, flag football? I mean, look, I'm all for getting another gold medal to America's tally, but flag football?
I think we might be in trouble. Because all these other countries are playing flag football. We're playing real football. The first time the fucking linebacker's instincts kicks in and just levels a receiver, we're going to be in trouble.
Let's get, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, and we will be completely unstoppable. Who is going to stop an elite quarterback with elite receivers in the world? Zero.
Great point.
Zero. And finally, the last thing we'll do today, and then we'll get out of here on a Memorial Day. Another happy Memorial Day to all, and to anyone who lost someone, or just to all the soldiers out there.
Thanks for the freedom.
Lost their lives. I had my Uncle Artie was a colonel in the Korean War. Didn't die. So Memorial Day is about the people who sacrificed. And so, but just say it. The reports are that Bill Belichick's family are very, very concerned about his relationship with his new girlfriend.
Fuck his family, dude. Fuck them. That's why you become the greatest coach of all time. So that at 63 years old, you can marry a 21-year-old.
It is crazy. That's 60 minutes clip of her hiding in the corner like she's fucking Gollum in Lord of the Rings. I mean, she had a weird, like, my precious type of, like, shadowy, goblin type of look to her. That was a weird look. I'm scared.
Do you think Belichick coaches her like he does his players? Like, you could give me a blowjob if you want to. I don't even really want a blowjob from you. You probably can't even give a blowjob.
Well, don't forget he's famous for his little catchphrase, "Do your job." So I think that's what he was saying.
Points at his penis. Do your job.
He gets out of the shower in a bathrobe, seductively sits down like the lady in The Graduate. Do your job. Both thoughts and opinions on Bill Belichick's girlfriend.
I agree with you on the whole Bill Belichick thing. She just has a look, a Gollum, like that's the ring. Only instead of the ring, she's looking at Bill Belichick as her meal ticket.
Yeah, but I said that. Already. Since I don't want you repeating me anymore, we're going to close that topic and we're going to end with one last thing. Bobo's New York City rant, where Bobo has the persona of a classic 1970s or /80s New York television news editorialist, and you're upset at the mayor or whoever you're upset at. I don't tell you what to do on Bo's New York City rant. That's all you, baby. So how about you just give us what's going on in your opinion with New York, and just take it away for the next 30 seconds to a minute.
Well, I have one thing to say. I will actually make it illegal to have freaking weirdos doing flips on the subway.
You will make it illegal for how?
I will outlaw it. Replace it with real high-end female strippers on the subway.
Are you running for mayor or something? Is there a piece of information that Robert and I are not aware of? Why are you saying you're doing this? Have you just finally lost your mind and you think you're God? And that you control things? Like, I don't understand how you are going to do this.
I'm a write-in candidate in three boroughs.
He's a write-in candidate for mayor or for a councilman?
For mayor in 3 boroughs.
In 3 boroughs, you have to be able in all boroughs, bro. You can't win the election not getting any votes in some of the boroughs.
What fucking boroughs are you a write-in candidate for?
Staten Island, Queens,
Great.
Brooklyn, and I'm close to.
So you didn't get Manhattan, you stupid idiot. You forgot Manhattan, which has the most people.
I'm about to get approved in Manhattan for that.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm going to make sure you do not get it.
Yeah, that's
I'm going to do everything in my power to stop this mayoral candidacy of yours, because you sounded off the rails right there. I was looking to see how you thought Mayor Adams was doing. I know you're a big fan of Mayor Adams, right?
He doesn't know how to do shit. He never even lived in New York when he ran for mayor.
All right. Fair enough. I mean, quick, concise counterpoints.
It's actually a good critique for one. Dave,
Bo,
actually,
yes, Robert.
one of our fans, Daz323 on Twitter, sent me a clip relevant to the Knicks and Karl-Anthony Towns that I thought you would enjoy. Can I show you real quick?
Yeah. Here we go. Let's see what he does. Here's Karl-Anthony Towns with the ball. And what?
Look at how zesty that pass is, Dave.
You guys, anything he does, you turn it around on him. That's how you're supposed to pass. Basketball is all about the wrist. Shooting and passing, it's kind of, you got this motion. I'm sorry.
Just
but
the way
that's
he
the
does
motion
it.
you need.
Curry's doesn't look like that. His
It
kind of
does.
like, hey,
That's how you shoot.
Hey, here's
A
your
proper
pass.
shot is this. It's L, straight up, say goodbye to the ball.
Right, straight up. But Cat
And
kind
then
of
say goodbye to the ball. Say goodbye. That is how you do it. That's how you shoot. I'm sorry.
My man zesty.
Last thing. Tony Reale ended around the horn. The show is done. I congratulate Tony on his great run as my high school baseball team towel boy. But on ESPN, I'm sure he did good things too. Wonderful guy, not so much. Complete phony who has no sense of humor. And when I was on Sirius XM having a little fun at his expense, and he tried to get booked, Ron and Fez tried to book him. His retort was, nope, not coming on the show. Quote, Dave's an asshole. Dave's always been an asshole. Close quote. So, Mr. Funtime, Tony Reale, the complete phony who pretends that he's from Brooklyn. He's not. He's from Marlboro, New Jersey. The guy who likes to think that he likes to talk like he's Sylvester Stallone and Rocky. He doesn't. Just talks like a little nerd. The guy who projects, these days he wears like race car driving, things. Everything's an act. I don't blame him for getting contacts, for working out a little bit, changing his image. But no matter how much you change, Tony, there's always someone on this planet who knows who you are. And the Dave man knows underneath it all, you're still a dork. And you're my towel boy. Forever and ever and ever.
Amen.
It's been a wonderful episode. I want to thank you, Bo, for coming on and being a hostage on the DMSP Memorial Day special. Thank you for hostaging for us today.
Okay.
And Robert, I want to thank you as well. Thank you for hostaging us.
Okay.
And that'll do it. We'll be back, I believe, on June 3rd. Roy Harder says June 3rd. So we will be back there on June 3rd. And until then, Robert, anything to plug?
Yeah, I would say if you want to get your tickets for June 6th, I'll be at the Hartford Funny Bone. June 6th.
June 6th.
With Aaron Berg. There's a show at 7:30 and a show at 9.
Where is it?
The Hartford, Connecticut Funny Bone.
Okay, June 6th. Robert and Aaron Berg, you said?
Yes, sir.
Okay, June 6th. Robert, Aaron Berg.
You get it, Dave? Like, yes, sirs?
That was good. Bobo, with anything to promote? You Best Seats in the House is your podcast. You should always promote your projects.
Yeah, that's right. Best Seat in the House podcast, new episodes every Thursday, usually around 7 o'clock on our YouTube page.
All right, there we go. Best Seats in the House podcast. Make sure you're subscribing to the Bowman and his partner, Robert Kramer. And that'll do it for Bo, for Bobby Tamburo. I'm Eastside Dave McDonald. Good night, everybody.